Oh, welcome in. What's your name?
How y'all doing? Is on? How y'all doing today? My name is Daniel.
Daniel, how old are
I'm
you?
32 years old.
And what do you do?
So I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business I started called For Those at the Front. We created the world's first multifunctional compact hairbrush for men, also used for women as well. It has a mirror, a brush, a comb, and a case, and it fits right inside your pocket. So you can get that on my Instagram. Check out the bio. I funded my business working as a registered nurse. I actually have a master's of science in nursing education. I also have a doctorate in nursing as well.
Okay.
And I'm working on my fourth nursing degree right now as a nurse practitioner, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. So that's what I do. That's it.
All right, nice. Now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
So for fun, I like to get money. I like to, that excites me. I like to travel the world and just see new experiences, meet new people, try new food. I also like to just stay at home.
Okay.
I like to work out, go to the gym, but I'm really most of a homebody though. I like to stay home and just chill, spend time with my family.
Nice.
Getting around with my loved ones is always a good time. Even if you're just sitting down, chilling, laughing, we're gonna have a good time. That's fun to me.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
So in a woman, I look for a God-fearing woman. I look for a woman that has some independence to her, right? She can hold her own, for sure. I like a woman that is not scared of dogs, 'cause I do have a dog, a French bulldog.
Okay.
So if I need you to watch him while I go out real quick, I need you to do that for me. And besides that, I like a woman just to have a good time with, a woman that I can vibe with. I don't get tired talking to her. Like, I genuinely enjoy spending time with her. So that's the most important thing.
Got
to
it.
me.
Now, what are some deal breakers?
Deal breakers for me is a woman that's not God-fearing, a woman that smokes cigarettes, a woman that's not fun to be around, and a woman that has kids as well.
Okay.
This woman asked God to give her a white husband, but years later she regretted it.
I was so tired of everything. I said, God, please, give me a white boyfriend who will take care of me, who will give me a family, what I need.
God answered her request after only 30 minutes.
Within that minute, God answered my prayer.
But years later, she regretted it.
You understand?
We have a whole bunch growing in our garden, so let's go make a harvest basket. Okay. Oh my goodness.
It's a beat.
That's huge.
All of these celery, this is our third time cutting them. So you don't have to pull the whole celery plant out of the ground. Just cut it and come again. Cut it again, come again. Third time. Some good scarlet kale here.
It's pretty.
Yep, same thing as the celery. Just pick it off and come again. Good melon. Ugh. Little baby one.
So we got some watermelons, we got some carrots, some onions, big old beets, tomatoes, celery, and kale. Good harvest day.
Is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation. And that has to stop.
Okay, right away.
Yeah.
There's no way to misconstrue that. What does that mean?
Oversight and regulation for free speech is ridiculous.
Yeah, totally.
Just that alone, there's no way to misconstrue that, right? What she was saying is what I was thinking she was saying. She was saying she wants government oversight and regulation for social media. That's crazy.
It's crazy for anyone to want it, because if the only reason you want it, right, is because you agree with the ideological bent of the platform, wait until someone else is in charge of it, or wait until there's a different government in charge.
It's also saying that the very thing that Mark Zuckerberg regrets should be happening. Like, she's essentially saying, why should they have different rules for Facebook than they do for Twitter? Like, what rules? Like, what rules? We don't have rules. We have First Amendment rights of free speech.
Oh, God. We're cooked. Much love and respect and appreciation to anybody who made it through the video and made it this far. I just want to say that it seems as though that when men have standards, when men state that, hey, I'm child-free, I have my life in order, I have my education, I have a trajectory of which I want to go in, I don't want the responsibilities of bearing or carrying anybody else's situations, such as children. I want a woman that is just like me. It seems like when men have standards, when they have themselves together, a lot of women have problems directly with that. Even before the brother spoke, you already saw women just popping the balloon off of the aesthetics. Just when he walked in, just when they saw him, they automatically was like, hey, he's unattractive, he's not my type, yada, yada, yada. Didn't even give him a chance, right? So then after that, you had other women that were still there. He was listing off all the stuff that he was doing when he was doing that, like his degrees and business and being infatuated and like, hey, I'm just, chasing money. I'm just seeking money. Yeah, everything was money talk, right? You saw women up there smiling. You saw them happy. They were like, oh, yeah, he's making money. He can take care of me. I could take trips. I don't have to spend my own money. This is a provider. This is what I'm talking, right? You could just see the wheels turning, right? But then once he stated that he wants a woman that is child-free, all of that smile disappeared. All of that joy and happiness disappeared. All of that attraction that those women have for him disappeared. It's amazing how that happens. It's amazing how that happens when you have men out here that stand on principle, that stand 10 toes down, and that know specifically what it is that they want. And I know that a lot of people are going to sit up there and state that, oh, well, this is just a small grouping of women. This isn't, an assessment of every woman out there. You are correct. But the thing that I do know and will acknowledge is that people will follow whatever other people do. If one woman finds a guy unattractive, multiple women will look and be like, she finds him unattractive, I find him unattractive too. That's going to be the thing that will take place because you have group think. You don't have individuality when it comes into a thought process or critical thinking. So in the next small clip that you were able to see, we all were able to see, was the Caucasian version. It had to be Colorado or whatnot or whatever. Just looking at the venue, you saw a sea full of snow and not a black person in sight, not even a black voice. And they're talking about with my mind on my money and my money on my mind, rolling around the streets, smoking endo, sipping on gin and juice. Those are not the lyrics of any Caucasian artist ever. No Caucasian artist has ever said or came up with those lyrics. But all of these Sea of Thieves out here will literally tell you that, hey, black people don't have a culture. Black people don't have an identity. Black people don't know who they are. Black people don't know their history. Black people don't influence anybody. Amazing. I'm looking at a sea of snow, a sea of thieves. And they're literally jamming to somebody else's music, somebody else's culture, somebody else's lyrics, somebody else's lifestyle, while masking it up as theirs, voicing it as theirs. That's crazy. This is why I can't believe anybody when people want to say that black Americans don't have a culture, that they don't influence, that they don't do anything. They're just stealing culture and identities from yeah, okay. Because like I said, I done seen this too many times in a multitude of different cultures. Matter of fact, there was a video that I just remembered. Somebody can possibly look it up. I'm sorry I don't have the footage for you. They made a Indian version. And when I mean India, I'm talking about people from India. They made an Indian version of Kendrick's Not Like Us. And I'm like, do people not get the concept of the song Not Like Us? I'm like, all of these other groups of people singing a song don't even understand that the song is talking about everybody else. Because you got culture vultures. You got people coming into the culture, not wiping off their shoes when they come into somebody else's house, just laying up on somebody's couch. They just feel that just because hip hop and rap is open, that they can just come in and just do whatever it is that they want without giving, thanks, or, at least giving a bow or some type of respect to Black Americans, the people who actually started it. Like I said, it's a lot deeper. I'm just giving a sort of a top level face value, type of thing when it deals with that song. But again, it goes exactly with this. You have culture vultures. You have a lot of those out there that want to speak negatively on Black Americans, but yet they enjoy Black American music oh so much. It's crazy. Well, I'm just going to say it is what it is. And I told people before, whatever your heart's desire, you call to the universe, you call to God, whoever it is that you believe in, you will call to that deity or that entity and they will answer. And sometimes you'll get the things that you want, and sometimes you will get the things that you want, but it won't be specifically how you wanted it. So because of the issues that she may be facing internally, self-hate, because of the issues she may have faced from her own people, because again, this woman is more than likely African, all of that was shown and given as a blueprint of the type of man that she wanted. Again, she didn't say that she wanted a man completely opposite of her, that is going to 100% love her, that's not going to see her in a negative light, that's not going to have any type of issues and problems. She didn't say that she wanted somebody that's going to value, that's going to build up, that's going to respect, that's going to be able to identify, somebody that's going to be able to 100% protect from anybody that is inside and outside of the home. There's a lot of things that she didn't ask for. She asked for pretty much face level type of things. And the universe, God, whoever it is that you believe in, will give you exactly what it is that you ask for. And this is the main thing that I've tried to tell people and let people know and understand, that you have to be very careful of how you specifically ask for certain things that you want, because you will get it. Every single time you will get it. You might not get it on time, but you will get it. In this instance, from her own words, she was like, hey, 1 minute I said that this is what I wanted, and then in 30 minutes I received it. That is the fastest delivery that I have ever heard of in my life when it comes to being Ray J and having one wish. She literally got it. But like I said, I can't tell a lot of women out here anything. Even if you show examples, a lot of women will say, well, oh, that was just her, it'll never happen to me. And that is the downfall of a lot of people. The moment in time that you think that an example or something that happened to somebody else can never happen to you, that shows you're false. That shows your ego. That shows your pride. And just like how a lot of kingdoms have fallen, a lot of men have fallen because of that fact, because they think that they are greater than. They think that something could never happen when any and everything could happen. So like I said, I guess some women will learn sooner rather than later. Last but not least, we have Joe Rogan talking about Kamala Harris, and I want people to know that I don't have a dog directly in this race. I feel that both candidates are actually bad candidates, but people can vote for whatever it is that they want to vote for. I showed you how Trump stated that he wants to rewrite, history of the school system, shut it down and restart from anew, and the example that the Fox people gave. And then I'm showing you the fact here that Kamala Harris said that the internet needs regulations and they need oversight because of the things that these platforms put out and yada, yada, yada. I want people to know that this is not just about the internet. This is about freedom of speech. They want to be able to control the people that you vote for, the people, the rich, the elite, the powerful. They want to be able to control the information. The moment in time that the keys, or that this is something that the government is able to do, it's over. You're not going to be able to say and do anything that you want. The internet is not going to be a fun place, well, at least in the United States. If you don't believe me, go over and look at China. Look at how the dictatorship in China rules over the internet. Look at how that they have a specific internet for the people of China that they monitor, that they control, that they rule over, and that they also use for the programs that they have for their social you know, society type of thing where they can grade you and get after you if you say bad things about the government and all these other things. And look at how that they've implemented those things. I think back to the Patriot Act. When the Patriot Act was passed, this was during the point of 9/11, they specifically told us, hey, if you give us this much, we're going to give you this much protections. We have to do this in order to protect America. We need to know where these terrorists are. We need to know who's a terrorist. We need to know who's working with them, who's funding them, so on and so on and so on. Everybody was like, okay, cool, you can sit up there and take it. And then we found out that they were using Verizon. They were using Yahoo. They were going through emails, voicemails. They were going through text messages. They were listening to calls. They were doing any and everything in order to listen to the American people. And again, a lot of this stuff, if any of it, didn't have anything to do with terrorism. It had nothing to do with it at all. Note that they wanted to monitor and they wanted to look after the small people. They weren't trying to monitor and look after the elite, the rich, the government officials, the ruling class. They weren't doing that. Like I said, there are rules for them and rules for us. And as somebody said before, who watches the watchmen? If these are the people in power and they're watching us, then who's watching them? Because we're not allowed or able to question or watch them, correct? But yet we're giving them and handing them over all of this power. And you, again, I'm just going to reiterate, she's clearly stating that she wants to have rules and regulations on these platforms when it deals with information, when it deals with how people voice their opinion, when it deals with how people disagree with certain things. If people don't understand what this means, go back 2.5 years ago and look at how the internet acted. If you were to say anything against the medical society during that time, anything opposing them, anything opposite of them of any platform, you were shut down. You were labeled as misinformation. Your videos were deleted. You were attacked. You were harassed. And not only did they do it, but they also had minions, aka sheep, who were believing every single thing that the government and that the medical society was putting out and stating. They were giving you a test. They were showing you a teaser on how easy it is just by dropping just one incident in there, how they could just control everything outside of social media, how they can control the minds and the words of people, how they can have everyday people just believing any and everything that the government tells them. That's madness. That is 100% crazy. And this is why I tell people before that critical thinking is not here anymore. It doesn't exist. It's the blind leading the blind, following the blind. And again, that's a very dangerous recipe. And we're going to be going down to a society of which nobody is going to like. Again, I don't have a dog in this race because both individuals here, I don't agree with them at all on a lot of things. Again, I can agree with certain things, some things, but not everything, especially this. Nobody needs to have control over freedom of speech. Nobody should have control over your Twitter, over your IG, over your Instagram. Like I said before, I don't like anybody that is racist, but it is what it is. They got freedom of speech. And I'm 100% for freedom of speech. They have their full right to dislike me and say all the things that they want to sit up there and say because I'm black and all this other. Again, it's freedom of speech. And I have the full-fledged right to either disagree and voice my opinion, or I have my full-fledged right to ignore it and just mind my business and let them do them. Like I said, those are the choices that we have. But when you have somebody who controls platforms, you don't have those choices no more. You don't. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.